Alright guys, I'm going to show you what I've been working on. Let's isolate this. Well, this is me playing with the Orbweaver plate compound angle. I think I've got something. This video is as much for my current customer as well as anyone who has an opinion on this. So if we zoom in here, here's an Orbweaver plate, and this is me playing with the angles of that being wrapped around. And if anyone's interested in how I got that right, I'll be glad to talk about it. It was interesting. But anyways, relative to a tabletop or a flat plane, it's tilted sideways and back and then rotated clockwise a little bit, as well as this little this body here, this on this plane here, being rotated a few degrees in different directions against that plane. So it's complicated. This is about what we've got. I need to work with it some more, but there's not a huge amount of room here, y'all. I'm not sure what I feel about this, and I'll cut to the physical camera to show you what I've tested so far, and it's all right. And the reason why I say this is for my current customers because I need to get something out to them, and the choice is a more standard plate with an integrated dome like I've showed in the last few videos, or this kind of all-in-one thing. There would also be a thumb button sled coming here to replace the thumb lever. And the D-pad would be relocated from here because obviously that's where the stick goes. The D-pad would be relocated to somewhere over here with the teensy enclosure coming off the backside. Just all right. You can see here how big these items are. So this D-pad and this teensy enclosure are to scale. So even if they are kind of butted right up against each other, and keep in mind that my modeling of the Orbweaver body is not exactly correct. It's pretty dang close. But let's say we got this on here somehow. It would be located something like this. That's not exact, but it's close. It's close enough. So you can imagine with that how far off the back this teensy is going to stick. So this green edge, let me make this visible, see-through. This green edge is where the Orbweaver body ends. So there's going to be quite a bit sticking off the back. I don't think that's going to look great. I don't. The teensy is just too large. I really think that classically where that's been kind of on the side, hidden, tucked away, now inside of an enclosure looks the best. If I do anything here, I think that just putting the D-pad on this looped around plane is going to be the way to go. That's going to reduce the amount of drilling into the factory plastic by just a little bit. But that's the option. I don't think I'm even going to present the teensy enclosure being there. I don't think that's going to look good. Let's just move that. I think that the choice is having something wrapped around and kind of all in one with the D-pad and with the thumb switch coming off the bottom here on the sled. I do not think I do not think that and the enclosure on the same plane is going to look good. Let me know if you agree or not. If I did the D-pad like this, what I would do is have some channels for the wiring on the underside that would go across here and then through here, and they would kind of daylight, quote unquote, right here on this circle, this cup edge, that would then go into the orb body and be soldered to the D-pad PCB, because that's what this D-pad is not soldered to the Teensy, it's soldered to the factory PCB, because we're relocating the factory D-pad. I think that's what we need to do. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling. I feel like I need some cosmetic feedback as from my current customer, and as well from you guys who watch this, the very few of you. Anyways, I'll stop rambling. I'm going to cut to actual camera and show you what I've kind of test printed for the fit, so you have a real life example.
Okay. Just a little test print to test that angle there. I've got a groove printed to cover this lip. I think it should be obvious, but the idea is that this would sit kind of there. Obviously that'd be a full plate with a dome, and this wouldn't just be a square. That would be kind of, I would work on that shape to make that look good, and it would, I think, just really be enough plastic, not a ton, but just enough plastic to put a D-pad, which I've got a D-pad. Where is it? Sorry if I'm making you sick. Still working on my camera setup. I think I've got it figured out, just not for this particular video. Anyways, a D-pad would go here, and there'd be just enough plastic for that D-pad to kind of set there. And what that would let us do would be to mount the D-pad here kind of wherever we want, higher or lower or deeper in, or maybe even on a different angle, not on that plane, without drilling a hole into the factory plastic, which is what I've been doing. That just kind of goes right in there and the wires go inside. This would let me do that without drilling a hole. But it would also let us kind of have a one-piece plate with a dome, with the thumb switch sled, with the lip, with the D-pad all printed together. So it'd be kind of one piece of plastic. That'd be cool, I think. That's the idea. I don't think there's enough room, because you can see, you can see. Just look. With the D-pad, there's not a ton of room for the Teensy enclosure. Let me get the enclosure. I've got one. So this is how much room we've got, right? I was kind of showing you in Tinkercad. There's just, I don't think there's enough room there for all that. I don't think that's going to look good. I think especially with the enclosure, kind of where it's classically been. Oop, sucks one-handed. On this side, right there. I think that looks, it's tucked away. It doesn't catch anything, and it's just kind of out of the way. Anyways, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pose this to my customers and see what they think. The other thing, just off topic, is historically I've tried to make this as least intrusive as possible. Well, drilling a big fat hole there means if you wanted to restore a factory, there'd be a hole, so I made a plug that would plug that hole. If for some reason that wraparound doesn't work out, then y'all will be getting plugs for reverting the mod. Also, you'll be getting these plates that are kind of the factory dimensions, because this plastic film that gets peeled off, it's really hard to peel that off from factory without ripping it or bending it. So you'll get a printed plate to let you restore to factory if you wanted to. Anyways, that's kind of where this is going. So I'm going to send this video to my current customer and get her opinion on what they want to do. And that's going to give anybody who wants to just comment on this video with some input a few days, a day or two, before I'll finalize a design. And you know, because I don't want to do this design in a vacuum. I'd like to have input on what people actually want besides just what comes out of my brain. I think I have good ideas, but I think other people have better ideas sometimes. Anyways, that's all I got for now. Later.